Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to lean in, listen closely, and prepare yourself for a revelation. It's your time. Take the leap of faith. You are built for greatness, not mediocrity. Those words are not just a statement. They are a truth deeply embedded in your very existence. From the moment you took your first breath, there was something extraordinary about you. You were not placed on this earth to simply drift through life doing just enough to get by. No, you were designed with purpose, with talent, and with a potential so vast that it can shake mountains if you allow it. But the challenge, my friend, is that too many of us settle. Too many of us shrink ourselves to fit into the tiny boxes society hands us, when in reality, we were born to shatter those boxes and soar beyond every boundary placed before us. When I say you are built for greatness, I mean that within you is the power to achieve things you've never even dared to imagine. But greatness doesn't always feel loud or flashy. Sometimes it's a quiet persistence, a relentless belief that you can and you will, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's in the moments when you choose courage over comfort, faith over fear, and action over procrastination. That is greatness. It's not reserved for a select few. It's for anyone willing to rise to the challenge of their potential. And that includes you. Mediocrity, on the other hand, is the enemy of your soul. It whispers to you, telling you that it's okay to play small, to stay safe, to just get through life. It tells you to be satisfied with just enough money to pay the bills, enough effort to not get noticed, enough passion to stay interested but not committed. Mediocrity is seductive because it's easy. It doesn't ask much of you. It doesn't push you to grow, to stretch, or to dream bigger. But let me tell you something, mediocrity is also a thief. It steals your dreams. It robs you of the life you could have had if only you dared to believe in your greatness. Greatness requires something of you. It demands effort, persistence, and the willingness to step into the unknown. It's not always comfortable. In fact, greatness will often require you to do things that scare you. It will ask you to step out of your comfort zone, to take risks, and to face failure head on. But the beauty of greatness is that every step you take toward it strengthens you. It molds you into the person you were always meant to be. And here's the truth. When you begin to live in alignment with your greatness, life opens up in ways you never thought possible. Opportunities come your way. Doors that once seemed locked swing wide open. You attract the people, the resources, and the circumstances you need to achieve your vision. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Les, that sounds good, but what if I'm not good enough? Or what if I don't have what it takes? Let me stop you right there. Those doubts you're feeling, that's not the voice of truth. That's the voice of fear, of insecurity, of every negative experience that's tried to convince you that you're not worthy of greatness. But let me remind you of something. You were not put on this earth by accident. The very fact that you're here, alive and breathing, means you've already beaten impossible odds. You have something special inside you, something the world needs. And if you don't step into your greatness, you're not just robbing yourself, you're robbing the world of your gift. The world is full of people who have settled for mediocrity, but that doesn't have to be your story. You can make a choice right here and right now to step into the greatness that has always been yours. It doesn't matter where you've been or what you've been through. Your past does not define your future. Every mistake, every failure, every setback, it's all been preparing you for this moment. You are stronger than you think, you are braver than you feel, and you are more capable than you've ever imagined. So I challenge you today to rise above the voice of mediocrity. Look yourself in the mirror and declare, I am built for greatness. Say it with conviction because it's the truth, and then act on it. Take one step, just one, toward the life you deserve. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Start small if you need to, but start, because every great journey begins with a single step. You were not made to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were not designed to merely exist. You were created to thrive. You are built for greatness, not mediocrity. The question is, will you claim it? The choice is yours. Choose greatness. The world is waiting for you. Every dream begins with a decision to act. That simple yet powerful truth is the cornerstone of every success story the world has ever known. Dreams are the seeds of greatness, but without action, they remain just that, seeds. They lie dormant, filled with untapped potential, waiting for you to make the choice to bring them to life. It's not enough to simply have a dream. It's not enough to visualize it, plan for it, or talk about it. You must make the decision to act, because action is the spark that ignites the fire of your vision and sets it ablaze. The moment you decide to act is the moment you step out of the realm of possibility and into the realm of reality. That decision may seem small in the beginning, just an idea, a commitment, a first step, but it carries the weight of transformation. It's the point at which your dream stops being something you wish for and starts becoming something you work for. The world doesn't move for hesitation, it moves for action. Too often people wait for the perfect moment to begin chasing their dreams. They tell themselves they'll start when they have more time, more money, more knowledge, or more confidence. But the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Conditions will never be ideal, and if you keep waiting, you'll find yourself stuck in the same place, year after year, wondering why nothing has changed. The only perfect moment is the moment you decide to act. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about starting where you are with what you have and trusting that the path will unfold as you move forward. You see, every great achievement starts with a single decision. Think about it. The people you admire, the ones who have accomplished incredible things, weren't born with some special advantage you don't have. They didn't have all the answers when they began. What they had was a willingness to act despite the uncertainty, the fear, and the obstacles in their way. They understood that dreams don't come true by accident. They come true through effort, determination, and the courage to take that first step. But let's be real for a moment. Deciding to act isn't always easy. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, and that can be scary. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of the unknown can paralyze you if you let them. But here's the thing. Fear is not your enemy. It's a natural response to stepping into the unfamiliar. The key is not to let fear stop you. Instead, let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Because the truth is, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And the only way to get there is to act. When you decide to act, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world. You're saying, I believe in my dream. I believe in my ability to achieve it, and I'm willing to do what it takes to make it happen. That decision sets a chain reaction in motion. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You attract people and resources that align with your vision, and most importantly, you build momentum. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal and strengthens your belief in what's possible. But don't be fooled into thinking that action is always about big, bold moves. Sometimes it's the small, consistent actions that make the biggest difference. It's the decision to wake up an hour earlier to work on your dream. It's the choice to say no to distractions so you can stay focused. It's the commitment to keep going even when progress feels slow. These seemingly insignificant actions add up over time and pave the way to success. So don't underestimate the power of starting small. What matters is that you start. And let me tell you something else. When you act on your dream, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon of hope for those around you. You show them what's possible when you choose to believe in yourself and take action. And that ripple effect can change lives, not just yours, but the lives of people you may never even meet. That's the power of a decision to act. So if you have a dream, and I know you do, ask yourself this: what's holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, the belief that you're not ready? Whatever it is, let it go. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly how everything will unfold. You just have to decide. Decide that your dream is worth pursuing. Decide that you are capable. Decide that today is the day you take that first step. Because every dream begins with a decision to act. And that decision, that's where the magic happens. That's where your life begins to change. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Make the decision to act and watch your dream come to life. The world is waiting for you. It's your time. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It is the invisible force that connects your present reality to your desired future. Without it, the journey toward your dreams feels impossible, filled with uncertainty and doubt. But with faith, you gain the strength to move forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Faith is not just a belief. It's a power, a mindset, and a commitment to keep going, even when you can't see the whole picture. It's what transforms obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. When you're standing at the edge of your comfort zone, staring into the unknown, it's faith that urges you to take that first step. It doesn't promise that the road will be easy, but it assures you that every step you take will bring you closer to your goal. Faith is not about having all the answers, about trusting the process, trusting yourself, and trusting that everything you need will appear at the right time. It's about knowing that even if the journey gets difficult, the destination is worth it. But let's be real, having faith isn't always easy. There will be moments when fear creeps in, when doubts fill your mind, and when the voice inside your head whispers, "What if you fail?" These moments are inevitable, but they are also the moments when it becomes most important. Faith is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to act despite it. It's looking fear in the face and saying, "I hear you, but you will not stop me." Faith allows you to keep moving forward, even when the odds seem stacked against you, because you believe in something greater than your current circumstances. Think about the bridge metaphor for a moment. A bridge doesn't erase the gap between two places, it spans it. The gap is still there, but the bridge gives you a way to cross. Faith works the same way. It doesn't eliminate the challenges or remove the uncertainty, but it provides you with the strength and courage to navigate through them. It's the foundation that keeps you steady when everything around you feels unstable. It's the support that holds you up when the weight of doubt feels too heavy to bear. The beauty of faith is that it grows stronger the more you use it. With every step you take in faith, you build confidence in your ability to overcome obstacles. You start to see that the challenges you feared are not as insurmountable as they seemed. You begin to trust yourself and the process more deeply. And with that trust comes momentum. Each step becomes easier, each challenge becomes more manageable, and each victory fuels your belief in what's possible. Faith is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Faith also has a way of attracting the resources and opportunities you need to succeed. When you move in faith, you send a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. You align yourself with possibilities and doors begin to open. People show up to help you. Ideas come to you when you least expect them. It's not magic, it's the power of focus and intention. When you believe that you can achieve something, you start to notice the tools and opportunities that were always around you but went unnoticed because you weren't looking for them. Faith sharpens your vision and gives you clarity. But faith isn't just about the big moments. It's about the small, daily decisions that move you closer to your goal. It's waking up every day and choosing to believe in your dream, even when progress feels slow. It's taking action, even when you don't feel ready. It's holding on to hope, even when the road gets tough. Faith is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. It's the thread that weaves through every moment of your journey, reminding you why you started and where you're headed. And here's the most important thing about faith. It's not just about reaching your destination. It's about who you become along the way. The journey of faith transforms you. It teaches you resilience, patience, and perseverance. It strengthens your character and deepens your understanding of yourself. By the time you reach your goal, you'll realize that the real reward wasn't just achieving your dream, it was the person you became in the process. So, if you find yourself standing at the edge of possibility, unsure of how to move forward, remember this: faith is the bridge. It's the connection between your dreams and your reality. It doesn't guarantee an easy path, but it promises that the journey is worth it. It gives you the courage to take the first step, the strength to keep going, and the confidence to know that you will make it to the other side. Where you are today is not where you have to stay. The life you envision is waiting for you, but you must be willing to trust the process. Have faith in yourself, in your abilities, and in the journey ahead. Step onto that bridge, take a deep breath, and move forward. One step at a time, one act of faith at a time, you will get there. Because faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It's time to cross it. Your fears are liars. Don't let them define your future. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions we experience, but it's also one of the most deceptive. It whispers doubts into your mind, exaggerates obstacles, and convinces you that you're not capable, not ready, or not worthy. Fear is clever. It uses the unknown to trap you in a cycle of hesitation and inaction. But let me tell you something. Fear is a story, not a fact. It's a story you've told yourself, or one that life has taught you to believe. But it's not the truth. The truth is that you are far stronger, braver, and more capable than fear would have you believe. Fear thrives in certainty. It loves to show up when you're standing on the edge of a decision, looking at the possibility of change, growth, or pursuing your dreams. It fills your mind with what ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? But here's the thing, fear's power lies in its ability to paralyze you before you even take action. It's not what happens that holds you back, it's the fear of what might happen. It's a game of imagination, and fear is the master of creating worst-case scenarios. But those scenarios aren't real, they're illusions designed to keep you stuck. Fear is not your enemy, but it can become one if you let it control your decisions. Fear's purpose is to protect you, to keep you safe from harm. That's how we're wired as human beings, to avoid danger. But in today's world, fear often misfires. It treats stepping out of your comfort zone as a threat. It treats trying something new, taking a risk, or chasing a dream as something to run from. And if you let it, fear will keep you confined to a life of mediocrity, where everything feels safe but nothing feels truly fulfilling. The first step in overcoming fear is recognizing it for what it is, a liar. Fear is not the voice of truth. It's the voice of insecurity, past failures, and imagined dangers. It's a voice that says here where it's safe, but what it really means is stay here where nothing changes. And if nothing changes, your future will look exactly like your present. The dreams you have, the goals you aspire to, the life you want to create, they will all remain out of reach if you let fear dictate your actions. But here's the good news. You don't have to believe fear's lies. You don't have to let it define your future. You have the power to challenge it, to question it, and to act in spite of it. Courage in the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward even when fear is present. It's acknowledging that fear is there but choosing not to let it control you. Every time you take a step forward despite feeling afraid, you weaken fear's grip on you. You show yourself that you're stronger than the doubts and worries trying to hold you back. Let me ask you something. How many times have you let fear stop you from pursuing something you wanted? How many opportunities have you missed because you listened to fear's lies? Now let me ask you something else. What would your life look like if you stopped giving fear so much power? What could you achieve if you stopped letting fear make decisions for you? The answer to those questions is your future, the future you deserve, the future that's waiting for you when you decide to stop letting fear run the show. The truth is, fear never goes away completely, and that's okay. It will always try to make an appearance when you're about to do something big, something bold, something life-changing. But the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is how they respond to fear. Successful people feel fear, but they don't let it stop them. They act anyway. They take the leap, make the call, write the book, start the business, or say yes to the opportunity. They know that fear is just a part of the process, not a reason to give up. Your future is too important to leave in the hands of fear. Your dreams, your goals, your potential, they deserve to be nurtured, not stifled. Every time you let fear win, you're robbing yourself of the chance to grow, to learn, and to create the life you want. But every time you face fear head on, you take back control. You prove to yourself that fear is not the boss of you, that its lies don't define your truth. So that next time fear shows up, and it will remember this, it's just a liar. It's trying to protect you, but it's doing so at the cost of your future. Thank it for its concern, but don't let it steer your ship. Take a deep breath, remind yourself of your strength, and take the first step. It doesn't matter how small that step is. What matters is that you take it. Because every step forward weakens fear's power and strengthens your belief in yourself. Your fears are liars, but you are the truth. Don't let fear define your future. Your dreams are worth the risk, your goals are worth the effort, and your future is worth fighting for. So stand tall, face your fears, and move forward. The life you want is waiting for you on the other side of fear, and you have everything you need to claim it. The perfect time doesn't exist. Start now. How often have you told yourself, I'll begin when the timing is right? Maybe you've convinced yourself that once the stars align, the distractions settle, or the circumstances improve, you'll finally take that leap. But the truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect time. Life will never pause, circumstances will never be flawless, and waiting for the right moment only does the progress you're capable of making today. The idea of the perfect time is an illusion, a safety net for procrastination, and a way for fear to disguise itself as practicality. If you truly want to achieve something, the only time to start is now. Starting now doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It doesn't mean you need all the answers or a flawless plan. But starting now simply means taking the first step, however small it may be. That first step breaks the cycle of waiting, hesitating, oversetting. It sends a message to yourself and to the world that you're serious about your goals, that you're ready to take action even in the face of uncertainty. Because let's face it, waiting for the perfect time is just another way of avoiding the discomfort of beginning. It's easier to wait than it is to act. But nothing worth achieving ever comes from taking the easy path. Think about the moments in your life when you've made progress. Did everything line up perfectly beforehand? Probably not. Chances are you had doubts, fears, and obstacles in your way, but you started anyway. And once you took that first step, momentum began to build. That's the power of action. It creates its own energy. You don't need the perfect time, you just need the courage to begin. It breeds clarity. The more you do, the more you learn, and the clearer the path becomes. But none of that can happen if you stay stuck in the trap of waiting. Waiting for the perfect time often comes from a place of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. It's easier to tell yourself, I'll start when things are better, than to face the possibility of stumbling along the way. But here's the truth, failure is not the enemy. Inaction is. Failure is a teacher, a stepping stone, and a necessary part of growth. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, and they didn't wait for the perfect time to begin. They started when they were unsure, unprepared, and even scared. What set them apart was their willingness to take action despite those fears. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan or prepare, there will always be unexpected challenges, distractions, and changes. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll spend your whole life waiting. But when you start now, you take control of what you can. You create your own opportunities instead of hoping they'll magically appear. You show yourself that you don't need perfection to make progress, you just need commitment. The beauty of starting now is that it puts you ahead of the curve. While others are waiting, you're building. While others are hesitating, you're learning. And while others are hoping for the right conditions, you're creating them. Starting now gives you a head start on your dreams and goals. It allows you to make mistakes, learn from them, and grow while others are still stuck in the planning phase. There's a power in taking action, even if it's imperfect action, because every step forward builds momentum and brings you closer to where you want to be. It's easy to look at your circumstances and think, I'm not ready. But the truth is, no one ever feels completely ready. Readiness is not a requirement for success. Action is. The more you act, the more ready you become. Skills are developed through practice. Confidence is built through experience, and clarity comes from taking steps forward, not from standing still. Waiting to feel ready is like waiting for the rain to stop before planting seeds. You'll miss the chance to grow. Start now and let the process of doing make you ready. When you look back on your life, it won't be the moments of hesitation that you remember. It'll be the moments of action. It'll be the times when you pushed past your fears, started despite the uncertainties, and took us off. Those are the moments that define your journey and shape your future. Regret doesn't come from failing. It comes from never trying. Don't let the illusion of the perfect time rob you of the chance to create a life you're proud of. The time you spend waiting for the perfect moment is time you could be using to grow, learn, and build. Each day that passes is an opportunity to move closer to your goals. Starting now might feel scary, but staying where you are is far scarier. The clock is ticking and time waits for no one. Your dreams deserve more than to be put on hold for a moment that may never come. So take that first step today. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something. Write that first sentence, make that call, take that class, or set that goal. Whatever it is, do it now. The perfect time doesn't exist, but this moment does. And this moment is enough. Your future self will thank you for starting today, not for waiting until tomorrow. The perfect time doesn't exist, so start now. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. So often we stand at the edge of possibility, looking up at the enormity of our dreams, overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of what lies ahead. The journey feels daunting because we want certainty. We want to know every turn, every obstacle, and every outcome before we begin. But life doesn't work that way. Success doesn't come from knowing the entire path. It comes from the courage to take that first step into the unknown. That single, seemingly small step holds the power to change everything. Imagine standing at the base of a dark staircase. You can't see where it leads or how many steps there are. All you know is that at the top lies the life you want, the dream you've been holding on to. But the darkness makes you hesitate. You want the lights to turn on, to show you the entire staircase, to give you a clear view of what you're getting to. Yet the lights won't come on until you take that first step. That's the paradox of progress. Clarity comes through action, not before it. The fear of the unknown is natural, but it's also unnecessary. You don't need to know how everything will work out to start. All you need is faith in your ability to handle whatever comes next. Faith that each step you take will bring you closer to your goal. Faith that the staircase will reveal itself as you climb. Each step builds momentum, and with momentum comes confidence. The first step might feel shaky, but it sets the foundation for everything that follows. Too often we let desire for perfection paralyze us. We think we need all the answers, all the skills, and all the resources before we begin. But the truth is, no one starts with everything figured out. The people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things, didn't know the entire path when they began. They took a leap of faith, trusting that the steps would appear as they moved forward. They learned as they went, adapted to challenges, and grew stronger with each step. You have the same ability within you. Taking the first step is an act of courage. It's a declaration that you're ready to move forward, even if you don't have all the details. It's an acknowledgement that growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you step into uncertainty and embrace the journey. The first step might not seem significant in the grand scheme of things, but it's the catalyst that sets everything in motion. Without that step, nothing else can happen. But with it, you open the door to possibilities you never imagined. As you take that first step, remember that the staircase doesn't need to be climbed all at once. Focus on one step at a time. Too often we overwhelm ourselves by looking too far ahead, imagining all the things that could go wrong, or all the effort required to reach the top. But success is not about giant leaps, it's about consistent, deliberate action. Each small step builds on the one before it. The journey may be long, but every step forward is progress. It's also important to understand that the staircase will not always be smooth. There will be uneven steps, moments where you stumble, and times when you feel like turning back. That's part of the process. But every stumble is a lesson, every challenge an opportunity to grow. With each step, you become more resilient, more capable, and more prepared for the steps ahead. The beauty of the journey is not just in reaching the top, but in who you become along the way. Taking the first step also has a way of attracting the resources and opportunities you need. When you move forward, you send a signal to yourself and the world that you're serious about your goals. Doors begin to open, people appear to help, and solutions reveal themselves. None of this happens while you're standing still, waiting for the perfect moment or a clear view of the entire path. Action creates opportunities, and opportunities lead to progress. The most important thing to remember is that the first step is entirely within your control. You don't have to know the entire plan or have everything perfectly aligned. You just have to start. Write that first sentence, make that first call, take that first class, whatever it is. Do it now. The staircase will unfold as you climb. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that each step will bring you closer to where you want to be. One day you'll look back at the journey and realize that the first step was the most significant. It was the moment you chose to believe in yourself, to move past fear, and to step into possibility. You'll see that the staircase was never as daunting as it seemed, and that every step was worth it. So don't wait for the entire staircase to reveal itself. Take the first step. It's all you need to begin, and it's the key to everything you've ever wanted. The world is waiting for your gift. Don't rob us of your greatness. Every single one of us has something unique to offer, a talent, a skill, a vision, or a voice that only we can bring into the world. Yet too often we hold back, we hesitate, we doubt whether what we have to give is good enough or important enough to make a difference. But let me tell you something. The world needs what you have. Your gift, your greatness isn't just for you. It's meant to be shared, to inspire, to heal, and to uplift. By keeping it hidden, you're not only denying yourself the fulfillment of living your purpose, but you're also denying the world the impact only you can create. Think about it. There is no one else on this planet exactly like you. No one with your experiences, your perspective, your dreams, or your potential. You were not created by accident. You were not placed here to merely exist. You were born with a purpose, a unique combination of qualities and passions that the world is waiting for. Whether you realize it or not, your life has the power to touch others in ways you can't even imagine. It doesn't matter if your gift seems small or unconventional. What matters is that it's yours, and no one else can bring it to life the way you can. But here's the challenge. Fear and self-doubt often get in the way. Maybe you're afraid of failing, of being judged, or of stepping outside your comfort zone. Maybe you've convinced yourself that your gift doesn't matter, that it won't make a difference, or that someone else could do it better. Let me remind you, those thoughts are lies. Fear and doubt are thieves that rob you of your greatness. They keep you small when you were meant to shine. They keep you quiet when your voice could inspire a movement. They keep you stuck when you were meant to soar. The truth is, your gift doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished, grand, or world-changing right out of the gate. All it has to be is shared. When you step into your greatness, when you decide to share your gift with the world, something extraordinary happens. You create a ripple effect. You inspire others to do the same. You give someone else the courage to embrace their own gifts. You plant seeds of change, hope, and possibility in places you may never see. Your greatness might be expressed in a million different ways. It could be the art you create, the words you write, the kindness you show, or the leadership you provide. It could be the business you build, the people you mentor, or the causes you support. Your gift might be something that seems small to you, but could mean everything to someone else. A simple smile, a helping hand, a shared story. These are gifts that can change lives, and you'll never know the full extent of your impact until you take the leap and share what you have. Imagine a world where no one held back their greatness. A world where every person boldly shared their gifts, contributed their ideas, and pursued their passions. What kind of world would that be? It would be a world of innovation, compassion, and boundless potential. But that world can only exist if each of us plays our part. If you hold back, if you let fear or doubt win, you're depriving the world of something it desperately needs, you and all your greatness. And make no mistake, the world needs you. It needs your creativity, your insight, your kindness, and your courage. It needs your willingness to try, to fail, and to try again. It needs your unique perspective and your authentic self. There are people out there who are waiting for your gift, even if they don't know it yet. They're waiting for your story to inspire them, your talent to move them, or your leadership to guide them. You may never know who they are, but they are out there and they're counting on you. When you withhold your gift, you're not just holding yourself back, you're holding all of us back. You're robbing the world of the beauty, wisdom, and possibility that only you can bring. And the cost of that is immeasurable. So don't let fear or doubt stop you. Don't let excuses or perfectionism hold you hostage. Take a deep breath, summon your courage, and step into your greatness. Share your gift with the world, not because you have to, but because you were meant to. Remember, greatness isn't about fame, wealth, or recognition. It's about living your purpose, using your talents, and making a difference in the lives of others. It's about being fully yourself and contributing in a way that only you can. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs the original that is you. So don't wait, don't hold back. The world is waiting for your gift, and there's no better time than now to share it. You don't have to start big. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just start. Take the first step, no matter how small, and trust that the rest will follow. The world is ready for your greatness. The question is, are you ready to give it? because once you do, you'll not only change your life, you'll change the world. And that's a legacy worth leaving behind. Failure is a lesson, not a final destination. Too often, we view failure as something to fear, something to avoid at all costs. We live in a society that glorifies success and highlights perfection, and as a result, we internalize the idea that failure is something to be ashamed of, something that defines us. But failure is not something to be feared or avoided. It is an essential part of the journey. It is a stepping stone, a teacher that provides us with the lessons we need to grow, learn, and ultimately succeed. When we fail, we often feel defeated. We think that we've reached the end, that we're not good enough, that we've missed our chance. But that is a limited and distorted perspective. Failure is not a permanent state. It is simply a moment in time. It is a temporary setback, not a final destination. Every successful person you've ever admired has encountered failure along the way. In fact, failure is often the secret ingredient to their success. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they choose to respond to failure. Failure teaches us invaluable lessons. It shows us where we need to improve, where we've made mistakes, and what we can do differently next time. Rather than viewing failure as a sign that we're not good enough, we can choose to see it as feedback. It tells us what isn't working and invites us to adapt, to change, and to try again. Every failure is an opportunity to learn. It's a chance to reevaluate our approach, refine our skills, and make adjustments. Without failure, we would never know what works and what doesn't. We would never discover our strengths, and we would never grow. Failure forces us to confront our weaknesses and take responsibility for our mistakes, which is a necessary part of the process of becoming the person we are meant to be. Think about the times in your life when you failed. Can you now look back and see the lessons you learned from those experiences? Maybe you learned resilience, the ability to bounce back after setbacks. Maybe you learned patience, the importance of persistence in the face of challenges. Perhaps you discovered a new skill or a new way of thinking. Failure, if we allow it, is an incredible teacher. It pushes us to evolve, to adapt, and to improve. But it's not just about what failure teaches us. It's also about how it shapes us. Failure builds character. It shows us who we really are when things get tough. It tests our resolve and our determination. When we fail and choose to keep going, we prove to ourselves that we have the strength and the courage to overcome obstacles. It is through our failures that we develop the mental toughness and the perseverance needed to achieve success. Success is not about never failing. It's about continuing to push forward despite the failures. Failure also helps us cultivate humility. It reminds us that we are not invincible, that we don't have all the answers, and that we are always learning. When we fail, we are forced to acknowledge that we are not perfect, and that's okay. Perfection is an illusion, and striving for it can often hold us back from taking risks, trying new things, and ultimately growing. Failure reminds us that it's okay to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn along the way. What truly matters is how we respond to failure. We can either let it define us and keep us from moving forward, or we can use it as fuel to rise stronger. The key is not to be afraid of failure, but to embrace it as a necessary part of our journey. The most successful people in the world didn't let their failures stop them. They let their failures teach them. They used their mistakes as stepping stones on the path to greatness. Failure is also a reminder that success is not a straight line. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think they had it easy. that their path was flawless and smooth. But success is rarely a straight shot. It's filled with detours, setbacks, and failures along the way. Those failures don't mean we're on the wrong path. They mean we're on the right one. Every failure is a moment of growth, a moment that brings us closer to where we want to be. In the end, failure is not something to avoid or be afraid of. It's a part of the process. It's a lesson, not a final destination. It's an invitation to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. So the next time you face failure, don't see it as the end. See it as an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to move one step closer to your goals. Failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's simply part of the journey to becoming who you're meant to be. Keep going, keep learning, and never let failure stop you from pursuing your dreams. You owe it to yourself to live fully, not cautiously. Too often we allow fear to dictate the way we live, limiting ourselves with thoughts of what could go wrong instead of embracing what could go right. We play it safe, choosing comfort over challenge, familiarity over adventure. When we do this, we rob ourselves of the richness that life has to offer. We hold ourselves back from experiencing the fullness of who we are and what we are capable of. Life wasn't meant to be lived in the shadows of caution and hesitation. It was meant to be embraced fully, with all of its risks, rewards, challenges, and victories. Every day we are given a chance to live fully, to seize opportunities, and to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. And yet, so many of us shrink back. We tell ourselves that we'll wait for the right time, that we are safe until we have more certainty, more experience, or more confidence. But the truth is, the right time is now. The only moment we have is the present. If we continue to wait for conditions to be perfect, we may find ourselves waiting forever, never truly living, never stepping into our true potential. Living fully means taking risks, sometimes big ones, sometimes small ones. It means saying yes when the opportunity presents itself, even if it scares you. It means stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things that challenge you, and learning from those experiences. Living fully is about embracing uncertainty, understanding that growth only happens when we push ourselves past the boundaries we've set. When we live cautiously, we play it safe, but we also limit our possibilities. We deny ourselves the chance to experience the extraordinary, to grow in ways we never imagined, and to discover parts of ourselves we didn't know existed. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have made an impact on the world, the ones who live with passion and purpose. Unless you think they got to where they are by playing it safe. No, they took risks, they made mistakes, and they failed along the way. But they didn't let those failures stop them. Instead, they saw each setback as an opportunity to learn and to grow. They lived fully, embracing every moment, every challenge, and every triumph. They chose to step into their greatness, even when it felt uncomfortable or uncertain. They understood that living cautiously doesn't lead to fulfillment, it leads to regret. We all have dreams, things we want to accomplish, places we want to go, people we want to be. But how many of us put those dreams on hold? How many of us tell ourselves we'll wait until we're ready, until the time is right, until everything aligns perfectly? Living fully means being willing to act even when everything isn't lined up. It means having the courage to take that first step even if you don't have the whole plan figured out. The most successful and fulfilled people are the ones who took action in the face of uncertainty. They trusted that the path would unfold as they moved forward, and they didn't let fear hold them back from pursuing what they truly wanted. When we live cautiously, we also avoid discomfort, but discomfort is a necessary part of growth. It's easy to stay in our comfort zones, to do the things that are familiar, and to avoid anything that might cause us stress or anxiety. But the truth is, nothing great comes from staying comfortable. We grow when we challenge ourselves, when we face our fears, and when we push through moments of discomfort. Every time we do something that scares us, we expand our potential, learn what we're capable of, and we prove to ourselves that we can overcome any obstacle. Living fully also means being true to yourself. Too often we live for the expectations of others, following paths that aren't our own, just to avoid judgment or disappointment. But when we live for others instead of for ourselves, we deny ourselves the joy of truly living. You are the only one who knows what makes you come alive, what excites you, what brings you peace. It's your life, and you owe it to yourself to live it in a way that honors your true self. Don't let the opinions or fears of others dictate how you live. Live according to your own values, your own dreams, and your own desires. When you do, you'll find that life becomes more fulfilling, more meaningful, and more in alignment with who you truly are. The time for playing it safe is over. Life is too short to live cautiously. Every moment you spend holding back is a moment you'd be living fully, experiencing everything life has to offer. Embrace the unknown, take risks, and trust in yourself. Understand that mistakes are not failures, they are simply part of the journey, part of the process of growth. Living fully means saying yes to the adventure of life, saying yes to your dreams, and saying yes to your... It's time to stop holding back and start embracing the full experience of living. You owe it to yourself, and the world owes it to you, to live fully and unapologetically. You are meant for greatness, and that greatness can only be realized when you choose to live fully, not cautiously. Leap and grow your wings on the way down. Life is full of months where we stand at the edge, looking into the unknown, hesitant to take the next step. The fear of failure, the uncertainty of the outcome, and the comfort of staying where we are can hold us back from jumping into the possibilities that lie ahead. But there's a profound truth in the idea of leaping before we feel ready. Sometimes the act of jumping is exactly what we need to discover our potential. We don't always have to have everything figured out before we take that first step. Often we need to leap first and trust that we'll learn to fly as we go. Taking the leap is one of the most courageous things you can do in life. It means stepping away from the familiar, from the safety of what you know, and embracing the uncertainty of what could be. It's a decision to trust in yourself, even when you don't have all the answers. When you leap, you let go of the need for control, and you choose to trust in the process, knowing that the act of jumping itself will create the momentum needed for growth. Too many people wait for the perfect conditions, for everything to align, for a sense of certainty that will never come. The perfect moment doesn't exist. If you wait for all the stars to align, you'll be waiting forever. The magic happens when you take that leap without all the answers, without knowing exactly how things will turn out. The leap itself is transformative. When you leap, you stretch beyond your current limits. You challenge yourself to go beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself. This is where growth happens. As you take that leap, you push past your comfort zone and into the unknown. The jump can be scary. It's natural to feel afraid of what you can't see, of what's waiting for you on the other side. But the leap is also a chance to discover your inner strength, your resilience, and your capacity to handle challenges. When you take a leap, you force yourself to face your fears, to confront the unknown, and to take action, even when things seem uncertain. And in doing so, you unlock a new version of yourself, one that is braver, stronger, and more capable than you ever imagined. What's important to understand is that the wings you need to soar are not something you possess at the moment of the leap. They don't come with a guarantee of success or immediate understanding. You grow your wings on the way down. This means that the learning, the growth, the development, and the discovery all happen during the fall. It's in the act of moving forward, of trusting yourself and taking action, that you develop the skills, knowledge, and confidence needed to succeed. When you leap, you're not just relying on the wings you think you need to take flight. You're trusting that the act of leaping will provide you with the strength and insight to rise up. In many ways, the fall is just as important as the leap itself. The descent isn't a failure. It's an opportunity for you to grow and adjust. It's a space where you'll learn valuable lessons about yourself and about what it takes alone. It's where you'll develop the resilience to keep going even when things get tough. The fall can be humbling, but it's also enlightening. You'll begin to understand what you're truly capable of, and the more you fall, the stronger your wings will become. Every time you take a leap, you grow more comfortable with the uncertainty, more confident in your ability to adapt, and more prepared for whatever comes next. The idea of growing your wings on the way down is a reminder that success is rarely immediate. The first leap might not work out exactly as you planned, and that's okay. The key is to keep leaping, to keep learning, and to keep growing. Success doesn't always look like an instant transformation or a perfect outcome. Often, success is the accumulation of small steps, adjustments, and lessons learned along the way. The fall is a process. The more you embrace it, the more you'll find that you're learning and evolving in ways you never expected. By leaping, you also give yourself permission to fail and to learn from those failures. You stop worrying about being perfect and start focusing on progress. You stop seeking certainty and start embracing possibility. You realize that failure isn't something to fear, it's something to learn from. It's a part of the journey, not the end of it. And with each leap, you'll become more confident in your ability to rise again, to keep going, and to take that next leap higher, farther than before. Life's greatest opportunities don't come with a guarantee. They come with a call to leap, to trust, and to grow as you go. When you take that first leap, you don't need to know everything or have everything figured out. All you need is the courage to move forward, the faith to trust that your wings will develop along the way, and the commitment to embrace whatever comes next. Leap, and let yourself grow your wings as you fall. The act of leaping is the beginning of your journey, one that will teach you more than you could ever learn by staying on the ground. So take the leap. It's your time to soar.